Hello, everyone. My name is Ariana Newman, and today I will be discussing the problem of scale and how it factors into a government's ability to effectively operate and meet the needs of its population. To begin with, let's define what we mean by scale in the context of government. So, according to some of the readings this week, scale refers to the size and complexity of the population, territory, and economic activities that a government must manage. As a nation grows in these dimensions, the challenges of governance expand as well. So, just like a business, if you start to get more clients, more customers, you have to also start to get more supplies and more of the product, or be able to hire more staff for the labor that you need. But on a historical perspective, historically, small city states like ancient Athens had relatively simple governance structures. Their small scale allowed for direct participation by citizens in the democratic process. However, as societies expanded into large empires and modern nation states, the complexity of managing diverse and widespread populations increased significantly. Today, we can see the problem of scale in action when comparing small nations like Luxembourg to large ones like the United States or India. Smaller countries often find it easier to implement uniform policies and maintain high levels of public service. In contrast, larger countries face significant challenges in ensuring that their diverse populations have equitable access to resources and services. That makes me think of, I don't know if you guys have ever passed over those articles or just those blurbs out there that are like, hey, this country is the safest country, or this country has like the best healthcare. Normally, those countries are relatively small compared to larger countries like the United States. So, whereas a country may be made up of maybe the equivalent of 3 or 4 states, thus, that's why they're able to offer such direct and quality service. Another issue with the scale is the development of bureaucracy. Large governments require extensive bureaucratic systems to manage their operations. While bureaucracy is essential for organizing and implementing policies, it can also lead to inefficiencies and a disconnect between the government and its citizens. So, how do we solve this? To address these challenges, governments often debate between centralization and decentralization. Centralized systems can ensure uniformity in policy implementation, but they risk becoming overly rigid and unresponsive to local needs. As you guys know from this class, I'm from New Orleans, so that makes me think of my dissertation topic and relates to FEMA and Hurricane Katrina, and how at first FEMA was it was very focused, and it was aiming to protect the different states from emergencies. But once 9/11 happened, it just was consumed by the Department of Homeland Security. So that's why it was unresponsive to local needs come 2005. On the other hand, decentralized systems can be more adaptive and responsive, but may struggle with coordination and consistency. This is also because for instance, going back to FEMA, when the head of FEMA left and in 2001 or 2000, it was really just consumed by one of President Bush's friends at the time. So, and he didn't have any emergency management experience. So that's how, even though the chairman, the director before that was better, if you don't have certain policies in place, it's hard for it to continue. So, with the federal system, the U.S. attempts to balance the benefits of both centralization and decentralization. However, the sheer scale of the country introduces significant challenges, which leads to discrepancy in public service quality and policy effectiveness. So I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation. There's a longer PowerPoint for more information, and have a great summer.